Hey, it's Mackay Block with Limitless North. I always like to touch base with you guys when I'm driving because it's just a good time for me to do a quick live stream and collect my thoughts and share some content with you guys. So hope you're having a great day. It's Thursday afternoon right now. Just went and dropped off a bunch of shirts for a company that we work with. And now I'm driving back to Los Angeles from Santa Clarita. So I've got a little bit of a drive ahead of me. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great week. The thing that I want to talk with you about today is inspiration and the different stages for inspiration and moving through success. So, the first place to start is really just imagining and dreaming. You have this new idea, you need to be inspired on it. And so just the ability of thinking about something, having a new option in front of you, that's enough to create some inspiration for you. It's enough to get you excited, make you want to start moving and changing things in your life. And so it really just starts with this dream. It starts with the idea. When you have a new idea that you're able to think about, that inspires you, it encourages you, it motivates you. The ability to dream a little bit, to think things through, to get some ideas down on paper and say, man, there's something new I can do in my life that can change something for me. That creates really good inspiration. But it doesn't last. That inspiration will never last. You have to take action on something. And so when you decide there's this new idea, but I'm deciding that I'm actually going to be about this. That decision is the next stage of inspiration. And that takes you from being, slightly inspired and having a little bit of momentum and motivation in your life to the next stage where you're actually saying, yeah, I'm going to be about this. I'm making a decision to do this. That changes everything for you, that decision process. Now you can say that I'm about this. From this point forward, I am doing something new in my life. I've decided to make a change. I've decided to be different. I've decided to be better. I've decided that there's something that I need to put my energy and effort into that can actually change my life, that can move me from where I am to where I want to be. So that decision is the next stage of inspiration. Now, after you have that decision, you have to take action. That decision can be inspiring and motivating for a short while, but you need to take some action of planning. So once you've decided, you begin to plan, you begin to dream more. So it's different than the first stage of dreaming, but you actually dream, you actually think things through, you begin to create plans, you write it out on paper, you say, okay, well, I've decided that I'm going to do this. I know that this idea is good, that it's going to be the thing that I'm about, so how do I be about it now? How do I take the first steps in this? What would that look like? How would I create this in my life? And you really cast a big vision for yourself and you lay it out on paper and you say, okay, well, I would want to move from where I am now to this next step, to step B, to step C, to step D. I would want, these kind of things to happen. I would want to create this kind of income from this decision. There's just a handful of things that you can plan, you can dream about, you can start casting vision. And in this process, in this planning process, that's where a lot of inspiration comes from. You really just see the possibilities and the potential, and you create a vivid picture for yourself. Our imagination is the thing that sets us apart from the rest of the world, the rest of the animals around. That's the thing that God gave us that makes us different. Our ability to think, our ability to imagine, to dream, to believe. That's something that no other animal has, but we have it. It makes us different than an alligator, than a spider, than a camel, than a monkey. We have this ability to be dreaming about things that are outside of our current reality. And that ability to create inspiration, to create ideas, to dream up the heights that we can ascend to, that's a beautiful gift. It allows us to tap into our potential and become more. And so that will create incredible inspiration for us. But if we spend all of our time planning, all of our time dreaming, we're quickly going to wear out. We're quickly going to say, that's not enough. I need more. I need to actually do something. If we just find ourselves to always be dreaming and planning and never taking action, that inspiration is going to wear out, and our faith in ourselves and our self-esteem is going to wear off. And so, the next stage of inspiration is action. You have to begin to take action on these plans, on these dreams, on these ideas that you have. So you've moved from having a decision to deciding, to beginning. And once you've begun, once you have actually started to take action on your plans, you can say, I'm about this. I am now changing my life. I used to be this, and now I'm doing this. If it's fitness, if it's getting in shape, if you've created this idea that I'm going to become fit, I'm going to get in shape, well, now you have to take action on it. You have decided, but now you have to begin. And that beginning is everything. That beginning is what will set you apart and really begin to change your life. So you take the first steps, you run around the block the first time, you do your first set of push-ups, you go to the gym for the first time, you take that first protein drink, and now you can actually own this new identity. You can start to tell people, and you can start to tell yourself, I'm different, I've begun, I'm doing this, I'm now about this, and I will never be the same again. Because I've taken the steps, I've started the journey, I've put movement and momentum into what my plans and purposes are, and now I will never be the same again. And that creates incredible inspiration for us, that keeps us going, that motivates us. Taking that first step, beginning our journey. What do they say? That a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Well, that's a very cliche statement. We've all heard that so many times, but how true is that? If you don't take that first step, you'll never begin that journey. But once you take that step, you're on the journey. You've moved. You've gone from point A to somewhere new. You may not be at point B yet, but you have left point A, and that is so crucial and so important. Okay, so now you've begun. Let's think about that concept. Well, all of the natural laws of physics apply to so much more than just the physical world, right? They apply to spiritual concepts. They apply to emotional concepts. They're not just natural laws for the world around us. They're natural laws for ourselves, for the way the world works, for the way that money works, for the way that business and ideas work. And so we take this law that a body at rest will remain at rest, and yet a body in motion will remain in motion. And for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Well, it's so hard to create momentum when we are just sitting there, when we're just dreaming, when we're just planning, when we haven't done anything, when we're sitting in our chairs at our computer wasting our time, right? It's hard to create momentum. It's hard to take that first step. But you have to take one step, and that first step is the hardest. But that's why you move through these stages of inspiration. That's why you take action while you're inspired, while everything's fresh for you, and you move through these as quickly as possible, these steps of inspiration. You want to go through them as fast as you possibly can, because that's going to be where the energy to move comes from. But once you're moving, once you've taken that first step, now you are a body no longer at rest, but in motion. You're moving, things are changing for you. You're beginning to pick up momentum because you've put the energy and the effort into moving, and that changes everything for you, right? So if you're already a body in motion, you'll remain in motion. You'll remain taking action once you've started. But if you're just sitting there at rest, it's so hard to get going, which is why you ride that wave. You take that first step, and it creates incredible inspiration because you've begun. You've moved from where you were to starting to go to where you want to be, and now you pick up momentum along the way. So the next step of inspiration, just beginning, that joy of beginning, that doesn't last super long either. I mean, it starts and it's great, but you have to create momentum and you have to really make progress. So the joy of progressing is the next one. That creates inspiration for you. And this is something that will continue forever, because as long as you have goals to reach, and as long as you're progressing towards those goals, you'll remain inspired. You have to see progress. You can't just have a goal in mind and be inspired enough to hope that will get you there. No, you have to progress towards it. You have to see your feet moving. You have to see action. You have to see that you're actually taking territory on these goals and moving and making progress and gaining that momentum. So the way that we gain momentum is by having our goals laid out before us and simply moving towards them consistently. And as long as we can see that there's movement, we'll remain inspired because we know that our goals are within reach. So beginning to move towards those goals, and then the next step is attainment of those goals. We have to see real progress. So progress comes in a couple of different forms. One is by taking steps, and we see the momentum, we see the distance we're traveling, we see that we're actually going somewhere. But the next part of progress is attainment of goals, right? So you begin to attain your goals. Every step of the way you're accomplishing something. You see that, yeah, I'm not only just like striving for something, but I've set a goal and now I've reached one of my goals. I've actually accomplished something. I've moved in the right direction and something has changed for me. I've attained something and I can celebrate that victory. So there's inspiration that comes from that, and that, along with the progress of movement, continual movement, and continually attaining small goals and celebrating small victories, will keep you inspired and motivated and move you to real success. So these are the steps and the progresses that you have to move through, right? So you come up with an idea, you decide to own that idea, you decide, you say, I'm going to be about that. And then you plan it, you imagine, you dream, you write out your goals, you write out your plans, you create vision for yourself, and then you begin the process, and now you own it because you say, I am starting this, I'm actually moving in the way that I want to be for my life. I'm doing something different, I am a changed person, I will never be the same again. You take that step, you begin. And then you keep that progress, you keep that movement going, you keep walking, you walk, you set your goals, you're walking towards them. And now all of a sudden you're attaining your goals, you're achieving small steps along the way to the greatest picture that you've painted for yourself. And every one of those steps is a victory, it's an accomplishment, it is a movement in the right direction towards the new life that you want, these goals, these dreams, these plans for yourself. Each step, each goal that you reach is a small step along the way to your greatest picture. And if you can achieve one step, you can achieve a second, you can achieve a third, you can achieve a fourth. And you know that as you achieve more and more steps, your confidence goes up, your ability to succeed goes up, your ability to achieve new steps and goals goes up, your competency goes up, your self-confidence, your self-value, your self-worth, your self-esteem, all these rise, and it makes it easier and easier and easier to move from success to success to success in life. And you're inspired and you're motivated, and you never will be the same person again because you know that you can accomplish, you know that you can achieve, you know that you are a person that believes, that decides, that takes action, that moves, that accomplishes, and that achieves and attains the desires of your heart, the desires and plans that you have for yourself. And you realize your potential, you realize that every step of life you can win, you can achieve, you can succeed. So are you doing that? Are you actually doing these steps in your life? You know, if you're watching this video, it's because you want to be inspired, you want to be motivated, you have dreams, you have goals, you have desires, you're trying to become something new, you're trying to be better in your life. Are you doing these things? Are you actually deciding that you want to be about something? Are you actually casting vision for yourself? Do you have a plan? Are you planning? Are you creating purposes? Are you beginning? You know, so many people create plans and they dream and they think, yeah, I'm going to be about this, but they never begin. You have to begin. You have to be a person that takes immediate action on your goals. You get this good idea and you put it in your file, you write it down, you think, I'll do that someday. Someday I'll get there. Brian Tracy has this really cool method that he teaches, and it is Someday I'll. You know, he paints this picture of all these people that live on this island called Someday I'll, and they never get off it, they never do anything with themselves because they're always sitting around saying, someday I'll do that, someday I'll get to that. Don't be that kind of person. Don't live on Someday I'll. Be the person that always takes action on your goals and dreams because they're worth it to you, because you believe in yourself and you know that what you're trying to accomplish is worth it for you to take the action on. So take that beginning step. Begin on your goals and dreams. It will make all the difference in the world for you. Once you're moving, you'll stay moving. You won't even recognize yourself. If you're a person right now that sits around and waits and says, someday I'll, and you have these big dreams and plans for your life, but you've never taken action on them, the minute you step into a new stage of life and you start beginning in your life on your ideas. The minute you do that, your life will change. You won't even recognize yourself if you do that consistently for 6 months. You'll look back at the person you are now and you'll say, wow, I don't even recognize that person. I am so different because I begin my plans, I begin my purposes. And then you actually continue to take action on them. You don't just begin, but you take that momentum and that movement that you've experienced. You say, I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to get results. I'm going to actually be a person that gets results out of the things that I start. And I'm not only going to start things, I'm going to finish. So don't be a person that is a starter but not a finisher. Be a finisher. Be a person that is about what you say you're going to be about, that actually moves through the steps that you have set for yourself. And again, if you do that for 6 months, you won't recognize the person you are today. You'll be a mover, you'll be a shaker, you'll be a finisher, you'll be someone that does what they say they're gonna do, and you take consistent action until you get the results you want, and those results will change everything in your life, right? You have these dreams, you have these plans, you have these purposes and visions for yourself, and you have these results that you want. And right now you sit around wanting and waiting and wishing you had results, and hoping that someday you'll have results, but go get them. The only way to change your life is to go get those results that you're wishing for, that you're waiting on. So go get those results and do that for 6 months, and you will be a changed person. And you'll start to see yourself as successful. You'll start to see that, man, I can accomplish my purposes. I can accomplish the plans that I set for myself. And now I'll dream bigger. I'll set better plans. I'll really set realistic things and go accomplish them, but then I'll dream bigger. And I'll know that those are realistic because I know how to take action. And that will change everything for you. And then you achieve every step along the way, and now your goals are knocked out. You've accomplished many goals in your life. You've started to change your income. You've started to change your relationships. Your health is better. You're a better person. You're a different person. Your character is there. Your integrity is there. What kind of goals are you setting for yourself? Are you really changing your life right now? If you're not changing your life, this is how you do it. Move through these stages of inspiration and then stay inspired. And then in the past, remember your accomplishments and celebrate every victory along the way so that it's worth it to you. So that you can put a milestone on every time that you accomplish something. Man, I have done this. I am blessed. I've been able to do it. The Lord has blessed me. I've done this. I've gotten to accomplish the things, the plans, the purposes that I've set for myself, and I'll do more. I'll be about more. I'll make more. And I will celebrate every victory along the way, and I will remember that I am capable, and I will set new goals for myself, and I will continue to move through them for the rest of my life. And therefore, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, I will be a different person at every stage of life. I'll look back and say, I am better than I was. I'm becoming more than I am. I can't wait to see what the future holds, but I'm proud of who I am right now because I am a person that begins, that takes action, that dreams, that accomplishes, that achieves, that inspires, and is always inspired. So I hope this encourages you. I want to hear from you guys. I'm Makai Block with Limitless North. Make sure you check out the other videos on the channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you're missing out. Subscribe to the channel. Become a part of this community. Engage with other high achievers and like-minded people. I really hope you got a lot out of this video. I know I got a lot out of it. I got a lot out of teaching it, but I got a lot out of it when I learned it. And I'm going to do a professional video right now. I keep getting updates that the connection's bad on this live stream, so I hope you guys are bearing with me as you watch this. I'll do a professional one, shoot it in my studio, and give you guys this concept in a really clean and concise way that you can watch, but I hope that you are inspired. So, yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Makai Block with Limitless North. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week. Go accomplish something. Go be inspired, and I will talk to you soon.